Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Destination STEM College Prep Workshop. We are so proud to be bringing this to you and happy to be bringing this to you, all of the folks who will be listening and watching and learning about what it takes to be able to prepare for college. My name is Celeste Warren. I'm one of the founders of Destination STEM, and welcome to our college prep panel discussion. Destination STEM is a nonprofit organization created to provide resources for students of color and students in need pursuing degrees in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM related fields. Our desire is to help students of color and those in need see the possibilities that exist by exposing them to opportunities to learn more about STEM related fields. We provide awareness and education programs, just like what you're going to see today, as well as other resources like scholarships for high school seniors who are going to be pursuing STEM related degrees in college. Now, let's go ahead and meet this extraordinary panel. And I'm going to ask each of them to introduce themselves with their name and the college that they attend. And I'll start with Anthony.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony Hall, and I attend McDaniel College.
Rishi.
Hello everyone, my name is Rishi Dhanasekaran and I'm a first year biomedical engineering student at Georgia Tech.
Jade.
Good morning. My name is Jade Coles. I'm an animal science student at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Stephen.
Hi, I'm Steven. I went to undergrad to Arcana University and I'm getting my master's at St. Joe's.
Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm currently a vet student at the University of Pennsylvania, but I got my master's at the University of Miami and my undergrad at Arizona State University.
Thank you, and welcome to the panel, everyone. So we'll go ahead and get started. Jade, we'll start with you with the first question. What were the top 3 factors that helped you decide which college to attend, and why were they important to you?
My first factor was the amount of diversity the school has. I just wanted to go to a school that had people that looked like me and I would be able to find my village. My second factor was if their animal science program was good or if it would provide me with what I wanted. I know I wanted to have experience, primarily hands-on experience my first semester, which my school does offer. And it was just important for me all around to have a good animal science program. My third factor was, would the school be able to help me find volunteer experiences or internships? I wanted to be able to go to a school that's going to help push me forward in my career and not hinder me or like provide me with overall experience altogether.
Thank you, Jade. Very, very important reasons why you're looking for a college. Rishi, the next question is for you. Was there anything you wish you had known or asked about before deciding on your college?
Yeah, for me and probably other students, one common question we have is how long is college actually? Most people will say 4 years, but it really doesn't have to be that way. While classes are really important, sometimes extracurricular opportunities like internships, study abroad, and co-ops are probably even more important in some cases for finding and exploring your interests. And sometimes this moves your time at college more than 4 years. So you don't have to stress about, being with the group, finishing in 4 years. You can take your time and succeed in your own way.
Very good. Thank you for that answer. Anthony, how did you balance advice from parents, counselors, and friends with your own feelings during the decision-making process?
Yeah, so one of the major ways that I work to kind of balance all the different voices in my head from family, from friends, from counselors is to really think about, what do you want out of college? What do you want out of that college experience? Because you really have to make it your own. And two things that were really important for me was my major, physics and engineering, and then being able to play basketball. And once I told my counselors, my family, my friends about those two goals, that like these are must-haves for my college experience, it really helped them to understand, why my list was how it was, and them to also work with me in the process. I will say there are going to be times where it feels hectic and I feel like, my list change or my feelings change week to week.
Mhm.
And so just telling people and being honest, like this is what I want in college, and being honest about how you feel. I had counselors throughout schools I didn't necessarily like. Being honest and true to yourself about what you want out of a college experience, and that will really help you to feel confident about the choice that you make when you land in a college, and it will help others to also see why you're making that choice.
Very good. Christina, this next question is for you. How important was visiting the campus in your decision, and what should students pay attention to on a college tour?
So, visiting the campus is rather important because for a lot of people, you will be living there, or if not living there, commuting and spending a good portion of the next 4, 5, 3, however long you decide to take to finish your degree there. So, bottom line is you will be spending a lot of time there. So, you just have to, use that time to get a feel for what living there will be like. For example, living there is not just the campus, there's, the surrounding area. For example, at the University of Miami, like just coming off the name, it sounds like you're going to be right in Miami proper, but instead you're kind of in a suburb, maybe 20 to 30 minutes away from the city itself. So if, say you don't like living in the city or are intimidated by that, if you never visit the school or never do research on the location, you would never know that being in the University of Miami isn't being in Miami proper. Or on the other side, being here at the University of Pennsylvania, it is smack dab in the middle of the city. So another situation, if you grew up in the country all your life and are not really someone who really likes being in the city, then maybe a school like the University of Pennsylvania would not be one for you, and you should choose, a school that has more of a rural or suburban campus. So just getting used to where you're spending most of your time and realizing that your time is not always going to be in a classroom and, contextless space. You'll still be living in the area, and, you know, how you're living outside of classes also contributes to, where your mind's going to be at. So if you're always stressed out because, you hate driving in the city, then it's going to be hard to focus in class and vice versa. So.
Great. Thank you, Christina. A lot of things for students to think about. Stephen, what role did financial aid and scholarships or costs play in your college choice?
So I was fortunate enough to not have to have more freedom when it comes to the financial aspect of college, but that may not be the case for everyone. Financial aid plays a big part in a lot of people's journey when it comes to college because a lot of times the cost stops them from going to specific places that they want to, or maybe their top school costs too much in that aspect. But that's why it's always important to get good grades, get extracurricular activities to make sure you or set yourself up to have a better chance to get more money from these schools in general. But in my experience, I had a lot more freedom, so my list was a little bit longer with that, just because of that. But definitely getting as much time and effort that you can put into your grades, the better, so you have better chance.
Great. Thank you, Stephen. Now, this next question is for all of you, and we'll start with you, Jade. You'll answer it first, and then I'll bring each of you in. Now that you're in college, what do you think really makes a school the right fit? Jade, we'll start with you.
When looking for a college, many people will say you'll find a spark when you go into a campus. However, for me, that never really happened, but I will say that I truly went off of how I wanted to view myself, and that made my school the right fit for me. In the next few years, I wanted to personally grow as a person and to grow in my career. So going 8 hours away from home was what made that the right excuse me, what made the school the right fit for me.
Thank you, Jade. Rishi.
Yeah, for me, I really found the student life balance to be very important. There's an equal amount of academic driven feelings around campus, but also we're not afraid to like go to a sports game. Our football team's ranked nationally, so that's nice. And there's a lot of clubs and student organizations where you can find interest and hang out with friends.
Very nice. Anthony?
At my college, I really found it was the environment, and then the people. I very quickly found a group of people who I'm able to see a lot, and it's also unique for me as a student athlete. You also have that culture of athletics that you're involved in. I think that really made the experience for me. That's something I knew I wanted. And it's something I'm definitely grateful that I have in college. And it definitely does also, motivate me both in the classroom as well as on the court, to continue to be who I want to be and be involved in the ways that I want to be in college.
Thank you, Anthony. Christina?
So I kind of over obsessed the first round on the right fit. So having been at three now, I kind of want to say that at least for someone like me who harps on those kind of details, I feel like the right fit's almost a myth, just in the terms of the school's always going to be school, no matter which school you go to. It's more of how are you going to adapt to the environment that you decide to put yourself in. So if you choose your school, knowing yourself and knowing what you can and cannot be around, whichever school you choose is going to be the right fit. And people told me and I didn't believe them, but now that I'm here, um, you just doing what you're supposed to be doing while you're at school, studying, making sure you balance school and life, just like I believe Rishi said. And, I feel like what makes a school the right fit is you and how you handle yourself. So I personally feel like it's a small myth.
And Stephen?
For me, it was kind of a mix of the academic aspect, being going to a region ranked school, definitely having that made a difference to me because it had something and gave me something like to show after I was done that may not look as much compared to other schools because like when you don't go to as high as an academically ranked school, you may have a harder time starting your career after then. But it was a mix of that and the people you find when you're there. So people I found at school made it a lot easier for me. So definitely made the experience a lot better.
Thank you, Stephen. And thank you to all of our panelists for participating in our workshop and our panel discussion today. Thank you, Jade, Rishi, Anthony, Christina, and Stephen. Again, I'm Celeste Warren, and this has been the Destination STEM College Prep Workshop. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you learned a little bit about some of the ways you can make a decision on which college you want to attend. And then also, we invite you to go to our website, www.destinationstem.org. There's a lots of things on our resource center page that you can get information around careers. There's some virtual college tours that are also there as well, and other things to help you in pursuing your career and your degree in continuing your academic career. So with that, we want to say thank you for participating, and please go and visit our website, visit our Facebook page, visit our YouTube channel as well, and hear more about the wonderful things and programs that we do here at Destination STEM. Take care, everyone.